The 5:30 p.m. agenda review session will begin now, followed immediately by the City Council meeting of April 16, 2025. We have approval of minutes. We have report of correspondence by the City Clerk. We have a public hearing regarding community benefits agreement. We have ordinances on second reading. Number 1, an ordinance to amend and supplement revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 16, Land Development Code, amending 16-16040, fees amending 16-24-030, definitions amending 16-24-260, fees and establishing 16-20-025, a waiver. Number 2 is a bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the City of New Brunswick and the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating $6,825,000, therefore and authorizing the issuance of $6,483,750 bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the cost thereof. Number 3 is an ordinance to exceed municipal budget appropriation limits and establish a cap bank. We have ordinances on first reading. Number 1, an ordinance authorizing the release of restricted affordable housing units from the applicable affordability controls pursuant to NJAC 580.26.1 and of the Uniform Housing Affordability Controls. Number 2 is an ordinance to amend the financial agreements between the City of New Brunswick and New Jersey Innovation Urban Renewal LLC for Block 1701, Lot 107/the Paseo.
Paseo.
Number 3, an ordinance for the temporary closure of George Street between Albany Street and Byard Street from Monday, June 2nd, 2025 through Monday, October 20th, 2025. And number 4, we have a bond ordinance for the stormwater utility not to exceed $3 million. We have resolutions 1 to 33, except those that are pulled. Number 1 is approved agenda amendments. 2, approved payroll. 3, authorized refund for redeemed tax sale certificates. 4, a resolution to authorize a community benefits agreement with New Brunswick 2 LLC. 5 is a resolution terminating a temporary construction easement within an area located on parts of Church Street, now a part of the land currently known as Block 1701, Lot 105 on the tax map. 6 is approved authorization to advertise, to furnish and deliver 2 2025 or newer Ford Explorers or equivalent for the water utility. 7 is approved amendment resolution R03-2422. The reason is additional amount of $13,777.98 for temperature control, HVAC, maintenance, and repairs. Number 8 is approved amendment of resolution R06-2459. Additional amount of $2,000 for medium and heavy equipment parts and repair services. Number 9, the City of New Brunswick 2025 municipal budget. An introduction tonight. Number 10 is approved amendment of resolution R042419, supplemental services. Number 4, additional amount of $22,500 with Matrix New World Engineering, land surveying, and landscape architecture. Number 11 is approved amendment of resolution R122359, change order number 1 with ATEC Concrete Company Incorporated for construct of Nielsen Street Park. Number 12 is an amendment, approved amendment of resolution R082418, supplemental services number 1, a reason additional amount of $8,250 with French and Perello Associates BA. 13, approved authorization to advertise for reconfigure asphalt concrete ramps at Jefferson Avenue and Bugalo Place, and at New York Avenue and Bugalo Place. 14, authorized purchase by Fire Department of New Jersey Star Contract 23 Fleet 34933/T2776 from Nielsen Ford of Morristown Incorporated. 16, approved request for the use of city property requested by Mount Calvary Missionary Church for the Day of Unity in the community. 16 is advised and consent to the Green Team appointments for those named. 17 is approved request for the use of city property requested by Alpha Chi Omega for a field day obstacle course fundraiser. 18 is approved request for use of city property requested by New Brunswick Pop Warner. Location is Recreation Park, Bolton Fields. Number 19 is approved request for use of city property requested by New Brunswick Pop Warner. Location Memorial Stadium for a turf field, practice field for Pop Warner football in-season practices. 20 is approved request for sidewalk use requested by Holy Family Parish for Good Friday religious procession. 21 is approved request for use of city property requested by Uptown Committee for a reunion celebration. 22 is approved request for parking of vehicles in Bugalo Park requested by Parker at Landing Lane. 23 is approved person-to-person transfer of liquor license from Mark Daniel Hospitality LLC, which is inactive, to Garden State Beverage Company. 24, authorized tax collector to transfer overpayments on several tax and utility accounts. 25, authorized submission of recycling tonnage grant application for 2024. 26, approve award of contract with Mott McDonald Group Incorporated, doing business as Mott McDonald LLC, for construction phase engineering services for a Van Dyke tank replacement. 27, approve a resolution R032557, additional amount of $13,917.60 with CD Government Incorporated for software. Number 28, approve request for use of city property requested by El Toro Entertainment for a festival to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. 29, approve authorization to advertise the College Avenue Water Main Replacement Project. 30 is approve award of contract with Suburban Consulting Engineers Incorporated. 31 has been pulled. 32, resolution computing 2025 reserve for uncollected taxes. 33 is a resolution computing 2025 reserve for uncollected taxes. Okay. And we will have discussion by council. Anybody have anything to say? We have public comment. And dates to remember, the next meeting will be May 7th. And the city council meeting will be following the agenda review session. All right, we will call to order, Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Escobar. Here. Councilmember Ferguson is absent. Councilmember Fleming.
Here.
Councilmember Gaskin. Here. Councilmember Socorro Ludwig. Here. Council Vice President Castañeda.
Here.
Council President Anderson.
Here. Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act have been complied with and satisfied, and that the annual notice, which gave sufficient notice of the time and place and conduct of all public meetings of the Municipal Council of the City of New Brunswick, has been filed with the City Clerk, has been placed on a profitable board in City Hall, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper for the City of New Brunswick, namely the Home News. Please stand if you're able for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stay standing for a moment of silence to remember our men and women, our military, all throughout the globe, even those here in the United States that are working, all the branches. Thank you.
Councilmember Escobar. Yes. Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin. Yes. Councilmember Socorro Ludwig. Yes. Council Vice President Castañeda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. Madam Clerk, has the correspondence been directed to the appropriate department?
Yes, Council President, the correspondence received by the City Clerk's office was forwarded to the appropriate departments for further action.
All right. We have a public hearing regarding Community Benefits Agreement with New Brunswick 2, LLC, Nokia Bell Labs. Mr. Shami, would you?
Certainly, Council President, members of council. Agenda for tonight's meeting is a public hearing in connection with a community benefits agreement that the city intends to enter with the entity known as New Brunswick 2 LLC. This is the entity that's developing the H2 site, which has been called H2. It's the Nokia Bell Labs location. In connection with their financing and their Aspire application with the state, statute allows and permits for the city of New Brunswick and the developer to enter into a community benefits agreement providing a benefit to the city of New Brunswick in connection with their development of that particular site in connection with their funding. As a necessary prerequisite to entering into that agreement, there's a requirement for a hearing, a public hearing, whereby questions can be answered or comments can be made. In connection with tonight's hearing, we have present in the chamber Mr. Liebling and a representative. Mr. Liebling is the attorney for New Brunswick 2 LLC, and a representative from that particular entity. I would request, Council President, that perhaps Mr. Liebling and his client make a brief presentation as to what the community benefit agreement entails, encompasses, and then at that point we would open it up to the public for any comment.
So ordered.
Yes, Mr. Liebling, would you
To the
please
mic.
come forward? That's okay, you can walk around there. You want to use the microphone?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ken.
Good evening. Thank you. Charles Lee from Windell's Marks Lane, Minton, North New Brunswick. Thank you, Mr. Shammy. We represent New Brunswick 2 LLC, which is the applicant to the state for the Aspire tax credit award that was granted and will permit this project to proceed. With me is David Welch of SJP Properties, which is the development partner of New Brunswick 2. Just for the purpose of context, I know you all have heard about this application and this project in the past, but maybe not everyone in the room has. So I'll just let Mr. Welch describe a little bit about what's going to be happening on the site, and then I'll talk to you about the Aspire Award and the Community Benefits Agreement.
Thank you. We will be developing a 350,000 square foot, 10-story research facility that will replace New Brunswick Bell Labs' existing facility that has been up in the Murray Hill location for the past 85 years. It will be a combination of laboratory space ranging from the quantum computing labs, photonic research facilities, autonomous drone testing, and their moon project where they recently landed and operated the first cellular network on the moon. Nokia has signed a 20-year net lease and will be the sole occupant of the building. They intend to open a museum on the ground floor that will highlight their 10 Nobel Prizes and many of their product and development that they've done over their 90 years of history. They intend to bring 1,000 employees to the project and will continue their research relationships with both Rutgers and Princeton, which is one of the reasons they've relocated to this area. And they're most excited about being able to occupy space and become part of the community. Thank you.
Thank you.
So the state of New Jersey, through the Economic Development Authority, seeking to incentivize these types of projects. This is right up the alley. And the Aspire program, which grants tax credits, was awarded for this project. And as Mr. Shammy said, that includes a requirement that a community benefits agreement be entered into between the recipient of the credits and the host municipality. An amount was agreed to with the city for a community benefits donation in the amount of $1.5 million, which will be deposited with the city at the start of the project. That is a comparable amount to the community benefits agreement that was done for the neighboring project, where what we affectionately call H1, with the one that's you can see out the window that's closer to completion. The city can use those funds to benefit the community. There are in the regulation. There's a list of uses. I'll speak to training, employment, youth development, community health, safety, recreation, environmental resilience, environmental quality. The same language that's in the community benefit agreement that was approved for the neighboring H1 project. And the city has discretion to use those funds as it sees fit.
Thank you. That's it?
That would be it from the presentation. Mr. Weaver and his client, I would ask now that Council President open up the public hearing, and if there's any comments that would be made at this time.
We'll open it up to the public. The same rules apply. You have up to 5 minutes. Now, one time up. Anyone have any questions or anything for us or the gentleman at this time? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close?
Motion. Second. Councilmember Escobar?
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming?
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin?
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig?
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda?
Yes.
Council President Anderson?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you.
We now have discussions on our second reading. Number 1 is an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 16, Land Development Code, amending 1616-040, fees, amending 1624-030, definitions, amending 1624-260, fees, and establishing 1620-024 waiver. Mr. Dominguez, can you give us a rundown?
Certainly, Council President. So to jump in, this ordinance tackles 2 primary changes to the land development code. One is it reconstructs and streamlines the subdivision portion of our code to make the application fees and escrow fees related to minor and major subdivisions the same, as they are functionally the same when you are reviewing them and working on them as an application. They're indistinguishable regardless of whether they fall into one box or the other. Additionally, we cleaned up what qualifies for either of them. In particular, one sort of glaring hole in our ordinance was that you could have a minor subdivision application with a variance, which shouldn't be the case. And so we've made sure to clean that up in the definition portion of it. The other piece is to create a waiver for fully compliant applications or applications with very minor de minimis variances to skip the technical advisory committee unless they are a major project under the stormwater code. And so the goal is that it will encourage full compliance. It will also speed up small projects that otherwise can't move forward because of time constraints. There's been numerous conversations I have over the course of a year with prospective businesses who are short this or that, and instead of going through a potentially 3 to 6 month process for one de minimis variance, they just pull out. They don't move into New Brunswick. And so this at least expedites the process, so they go right to the board, have their fair shake at the hearing, and see what happens. And that's what this these ordinance changes.
Thank you very much. Council people have any questions? Okay, we're about to open it up to the public. Same thing, up to 5 minutes, one time up. If anybody has any questions, please come to the microphone. Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second. Councilmember Escobar?
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming?
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin?
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig? Yes. Council Vice President Castaneda?
Yes.
Council President Anderson?
Yes. Number 2 is a bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the City of New Brunswick in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating $6,825,000, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $6,483,750 bonds or notes to the city to finance part of the cost thereof. Any of my council people have any questions or comments? Seeing none, we're about to open it up for the public. If anybody from the public has any questions, same thing, the rules supply. You'll have up to 5 minutes. One time up. Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Lopez.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. We have number 3 is an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and establish a cap bank. Something that we usually do every year. Any of my fellow council members have any questions? Okay. Again, this ordinance, second reading, we'll open it up to the public. If anybody has any questions or comments, same rules apply. Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second. Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Lopez.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. We have ordinances on first reading. An ordinance authorizing the release of restricted affordable housing units from the applicable affordability controls pursuant to NJAC 580-261 at sequence of the Uniform Housing Affordability Controls.
I move the ordinance setting down May 7th, 5:30 p.m., same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Lopez. Yes. Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. Number 2 is an ordinance to amend the financial agreement between the City of New Brunswick and NJ Innovation Urban Renewal LLC for Block 1701, Lot 107 / the,
Move the ordinance setting down Wednesday, May 7th, 5:30 p.m., same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
yes. We have number 3, an ordinance for the temporary closure of George Street between Albany Street and Byard Street from Monday, June 2nd, 2025 through Monday, October 20th, 2025.
Move the ordinance setting down Wednesday, May 7th, 5:30 p.m., same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. And number 4 is a bond ordinance for the stormwater utility not to exceed $3 million.
Move the ordinance setting down Wednesday, May 7th, 5:30 p.m., same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. We have resolutions 1 to 33, except for number 31. The R042539 budget introduction will be voted on separately so that the city administrator, Mr. Drulis, can provide an overview of the 2025 municipal budget prior to the public hearing scheduled for May 7th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. Do any of my council members have any questions or comments on the resolutions? At this time, we're preparing to open the meeting to the public comment of the resolutions only for up to 5 minutes per person, one time up. If any members of the public wish to speak on the resolutions, please approach the council, give your name and address for the record, and please tell us which resolution you're talking about.
Hi, yes, Daniel Moore. I was starting to ask me a question with 29. The water main replacement, can you tell me what time, what date? I don't see when this project would be done due to there are plenty of issues with Eastern Avenue and Somerset being closed off. So may I have the time, the date for this future? If there is?
Mr. Wallace,
Yeah, this is to advertise the bid. We're kind of anticipating going out to bid at the end of this month and awarding it in May. So I don't really know when the project would start, but it would be this summer.
Oh, okay, thank you. So basically, a rubber student will be out of school then. Okay, but great idea. That was my concern. Then due to where I see 15 with church, is this on certain days, and then also with 21 as well. No, excuse me, I'm going to say different on with 15, excuse me. Now, due to where, who is it, due to where my comment is really going to be, I really hope due to where, especially this being in the park, with Feastus Park, due to where this can be loud and in English and Spanish, due to where I have to say, since the city has not done and they show that they don't care about where honestly prayers are definitely needed over there, due to where, wow, we just lost another young person over there. Condolences to the family. Please, from an overdose. Please, yes, I mean, start bringing more prayers over there, same way you do over here by Walgreens. I feel that's the #1 area that needs church, like I said, announcement with prayers. Wow, this is the 5th death, not even summertime yet. I knew the young lady, heartbreaking, and condolences if it is related to the family of Bobadilla, due to where I know he knew him, she was very well as well. But come on, yes, we need more prayers over there. It's not about whether someone is grown or whether they want to get clean. Because God bless, I just saw a young man today that I helped by praying for him, where he told me to meet him at, not to really change the subject, but for you to feel it from my heart, where he told me to meet him at Boyd Park to talk to him. Many times I tell you my situation, it works with a lot of them if you're the right person, like I said, to speak on. So yes, please. I think it's very more often that, wow, the city is not doing crap, and I'm very disappointed due to where, like I said, this was the 12th. Honestly, I was at another funeral of a person with death over there that was health related. But come on, something has to be done. The police and city is not doing their job in trying to stop this, where you have over $1 million for addictions. But please bring God over there, start saying prayers over there, because like I said, prayers does work as well over there. So I hope we can have this more often. Then due to where I do see a celebration that's 21, can you tell me who's giving this? If somebody requested this?
The Uptown Committee, Mr. Goldberg.
That's correct, yes, it is the committee that's requested it.
So, okay, like I said, more of fun community things due to where it needs to be done, just like I asked you while I was part of the money, to start doing things due to where, like I said, to distract people. But what? You still haven't taken me in matters of seriously. That the same thing where I put on the post with the young teenagers. Wow, give them something to do with this crime that's going on, due to when I spoke the truth. Like I said, I don't care who you are. I speak the truth. Like I said, including I told you where my son was going to wind up being. And like I said, due to where what? Some of the comments I see some it was taken serious, due to where now the charges have been reversed after I put the truth on my page, and then what people were commenting. I see, wow, now the county and the captain of New Brunswick Police Department have changed what I said, where, wow, 15 to 17 years old, you need to be charged as an adult. But my thing is, start giving people something to do. All you care about due to where is what? Making New Brunswick look beautiful, due to where it's beautiful. Every time you build something, due to where what? There's a death. It's not helping. Please, take me seriously.
Thank you. Anyone else on the resolution?
Good evening, Council. Charlie Prattville, New Brunswick. New Brunswick Today. Just wanted to ask about a couple items on page 3. So 10 and 11 are related to the new park that's under construction. Can anybody give me an update on that project and when it might be open for the public?
Mr. Martinez?
Hi, Council. Mr. Crandall, how are you? Item number 10, at the direction of the city, Nielsen Street Park is to have its name changed to Liberty Square Park. The goal is to create new signage and branding for Liberty Square Park. Matrix, the company that is in charge of the design, will generate concepts for potential signage, as well as will work with the contractor constructing the new park to provide pricing for the selected concept. The scope of work will also include additional construction service, review shop drawings, and observe installation of the new work. And Matrix will also attend up to 2 meetings as part of this task. Item number 11, as you mentioned, ATEC is to install 2-inch PVC and quasi boxes in Nielsen Park. This is to provide electrical and convenience of power if and when there are events. Now, the FlexiPay granite is an afterthought, only because it would be better than gravel. This is to provide a more cohesive layer between the limestone and the concrete, and for long-term saving costs, which will reduce maintenance. That's all.
Any estimate of when the project will complete and will be open to the public?
Council President,
Yes. Jules?
we're expecting a project in fall.
Fall
Fall
2025.
this year. Wonderful, I look forward to that. And then the next item is number 12, the Al Baker Park renovations. Any estimate of when those will be complete?
Mr. Martinez?
Mr. Crandall. So, Friendship Railroad is performing a preliminary assessment for Green Acres funding. This is a branch from NJDEP. Now, this was a requirement prior to getting the required permits. As far as start date, there is no start date. The design is not complete yet.
Okay. Is there a total estimate of how long it will take once it is started?
Anything?
Mr. Goldberg.
Yes, Council President, the estimations will be built next summer, that the park will be complete.
For next summer?
Yes.
Summer 26.
Okay.
That's all I have on the resolutions. Well, I should say, I'm very curious about one of them, the one that was pulled, 31. Can you tell me why that was pulled or what that is for?
It was pulled at the request of the city attorney.
Yes, and can I hear why, what it's about?
You want to do anything?
No, because you'll probably see it again, Council President, members of council, so at that time, Mr. Crowder can talk about it at that time.
Hope to be here. Thank you.
Hi, April Nicholas, 150 Sand Street. So a question, number 4 on the resolutions. Is that the community benefits agreement that we heard about earlier in the hearing?
Yes.
So earlier, I remember the gentleman saying the amount for the benefits agreement was $1.5 million. Is that correct?
1.5, I believe that's what he said.
I took a look at the text of the resolution, and the text of the resolution in the packet says $1,500. So I assume that that's a typo. That would be.
Assume so, we'll take care of it.
Just wanted to confirm. And then I know you said that the municipal budget would be voted on separately. Is there a separate comment period for that, or should I ask about that now?
Well, let me first indicate that there was a mistake there when I said it'll be voted on separately so that the city administrator, Mr. Drulis, can provide an overview of the 2025 municipal budget prior to the public hearing, and it will be scheduled for May 21st, the second meeting in May at 5 p.m. So just want you to know that. It's a correction, rather than
Okay.
the first meeting in May will be the second
The
meeting in May.
21st as opposed to the 2nd.
Correct.
Can I ask another question about that now, or is that to be voted on separately tonight? Or?
No.
That resolution will be discussed separately, so that will be the right time.
Okay, so there will be a separate comment
Yeah, it is.
focused on that as well.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks. Anyone else on the resolution? Seeing Mr.
Mr. Council President, just before you close the public portion of the resolution discussion, I just want to have the council entertain a motion to amend 34 to correct the typograph order. It should be $1,500,000. So if you would just entertain a motion in a second, and
So
amend it at the table.
Second.
Thank you.
Okay.
Roll call.
Councilmember Escobar. Yes. Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin. Yes. Councilmember Secor Ludwig. Yes. Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes.
All right, now you can vote on your consent agenda items. Thank you.
Move the resolutions.
Second.
Councilmember Escobar. Yes. Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin. Yes. Councilmember Secor Ludwig. Yes. Council Vice President Castaneda.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. At this time, we'll have items for discussion by council. We want to make one resolution.
Resolution, Mr. Council.
Okay, so we'll do the resolution on the budget, right? Hearing on the budget. Open out to the public, or Mr. Jules,
Mr.
Commissioner
Jules, I
Colbert.
believe, wants to give a bit of an overview.
All right, Mr. Jules.
Thank you, Council President, members of council. On behalf of Mayor Cahill and his administration, it's my pleasure to present the City of New Brunswick's proposed 2025 municipal budget, which totals $112,534,266 in expenditures, supported by a tax levy of $41,124,051. The budget reflects our continued commitment to delivering the high-quality services our residents expect and deserve, while remaining in full compliance with both appropriation and levy caps. Despite increased financial pressures, we've been able to maintain a stable fiscal foundation through careful planning and strategic investment. Our efforts are bolstered by nearly $11 million in grant funding across 2024 and 2025 that directly supports city operations and capital improvement projects, ultimately reducing the burden on local taxpayers. The 2025 budget prioritizes public safety with funding for 15 new police officers. One of these officers is already on patrol. 5 are currently in the police academy and are expected to join our patrols this summer. And 9 additional recruits are scheduled to begin police academy training in August. Additionally, 5 new firefighters will be hired to fill vacancies created through attrition, ensuring that our police and fire departments remain fully equipped to serve and protect. Investing in infrastructure and quality of life improvements remains central to our vision for a vibrant and thriving New Brunswick. A key part of this effort is our continued commitment to the Parks Improvement Program, which includes a reimagining of Murphy Park. Public input sessions for the project will soon begin, and we expect to have a design reveal by the end of this year. Meanwhile, construction is progressing on Liberty Square Park in the heart of our downtown, with the grand opening targeted for this fall. The complete renovation for Alecky Baker Park is slated to begin this fall and be completed in the summer of 2026. Together, these 2 major park projects are supported by more than $4 million in federal and state grant funding. Additional enhancements are also on the way in several other parks. Alice Jennings Archibald Park will receive upgrades to its tennis and basketball courts, along with the addition of new skateboard area. Bucco Park will benefit from the installation of a new pickleball court, as well as improvements to tennis courts, the gazebo, and restrooms. Work on both parks is scheduled to begin early this summer and be completed by September. Beginning next month, new playground equipment will also be installed at Simplex Parks, Catholic Park, with installations expected to be completed by June. Beyond our parks, we're making long-term investments in critical public facilities. These include renovations to the New Brunswick Senior Citizen Resource Center, restoration work at the historic Joyce Gilmer House, and interior upgrades, including HVAC and elevator improvements at the New Brunswick Free Public Library. We're also continuing our commitment to renewing the infrastructure beneath our streets. Nearly 2 miles of water mains will be replaced in neighborhoods such as Rutgers Village, Lee Avenue, Lewis Street, Jersey Avenue, and Raritan Gardens. As these upgrades are made, we'll take the opportunity to identify and replace any unknown connections or pipes within our water distribution system that may contain lead. Each of these roadway segments, including roads that underwent utility work last year, will be repaved following completion. Our water treatment plant is advancing to phase 2 of its upgrade in 2025, alongside additional improvements to key supportive infrastructure, including dams, pump houses, and the replacement of the Van Dyke water tower. On the surface, our road repaving program will move forward with improvements scheduled for Brookside Avenue, Carpenter Road, Duke Street, Maple Street, Freeman Street, Bethany Street, Reed Street, Redmond Street, Delafield Street, Howard Street, Juliet Street, and Richmond Street. Building our efforts to address flooding, the city's newly established stormwater utility is already showing results. Over the past year, we've made substantial progress in improving waterway quality, reducing flood impacts, and developing long-term solutions. In 2025, the utility will fund the creation of a comprehensive capital improvement master plan. Additionally, a separate study has been commissioned to better understand flood-prone areas and develop mitigation strategies. Thanks to the state's iBank Principal Forgiveness Program, the city will be able to purchase specialized equipment, help keep our streets clean and clear of litter, which contributes to flooding, and a new vacuum truck to flush our stormwater systems and ensure they operate effectively. As a friendly reminder, it's our responsibility to keep our communities clean. Littering damages our neighborhoods, our environment, our quality of life. Let's all keep working together to keep the city clean by properly disposing of trash and encouraging others to do the same. The city's finances are once again bolstered by revitalization efforts rather than taxes. Recent development activity has led to $28,733,400 increase in the city's total assessed valuation of taxable property. To support these critical services and investment, the proposed budget includes a modest tax increase of 3 cents, which equates to an annual increase of $91 for the average property owner, with the property assessed at $264,162. That includes the highlights of the budget, and if you have any questions, we'll be glad to entertain them as we move through the process. The budget will be available May 7th. It will be advertised and it will be available at that point as well.
The public hearing will be the 21st.
Okay. So 21st, take up your questions.
We need a
Motion.
motion on this, but if there's any public comment on what the resolution introduction,
So we got a public,
in case anybody has a question about the resolution, they will have an opportunity, though, to ask questions about the specific budget on the 21st of May.
okay? We'll open it up to the public if you have any questions.
Just on the adoption of the introduction resolution.
Hi, I have a question. I appreciate the summary that Mr. Dulles provided. It's a lot of helpful information about what's in the city's plans for next year. One thing that I have asked about a number of times before at these meetings is the plan for using the opioid settlement money that the city has received to address the opioid crisis in our city. And on previous occasions, I was told that that would be included in the budget planning for 2025 to check back when that was done. I noticed that was not included in the high-level review of the budget. Are there plans for that? Is that something we can look forward to getting more information on soon?
That is something we can look forward to getting more information on soon, yes.
Yes.
Hi, thank you. I didn't hear about that. So are you going to first thing do to where, are you really saying the $1.1 million of opioids, is that, if I understood correctly, what you're going to say that that's you used for when?
It's going to be in the budget, and specifics of that will be on the 21st.
So, Council President, this action is just to introduce the budget, and then that will provide the council and the public an opportunity to see it and review it and come up with additional questions. So,
I have the paper. I'm not understanding why are you introducing this into this where you've had this grant for over a year now. I have to pay my paper each time you got a grant for this. So why are you waiting to do it with this where I just gave you come on, like I said, I really don't think you guys really care, and I'm speaking from the bottom of my heart for opioids, where this is over a year that you have money, and now you're going to try to, make it like to make for you to look like you're good, to include it in the budget? That wasn't how this, you got this grant. It was over a year. A year or so when you first started getting these different grants. I have the dates and all. But another question I would go to, okay, please tell me, which I see nobody responded, but I had read this before I came down. Why 2 hours before the meeting, you just put this on the city council web page due to where nobody has commented yet, due to where what I hope you do, put it on the city webpage stating, okay, this will be, we have a right to speak on the date May 21st to let people know, due to where it doesn't say that anywhere on the article. Like I said, I read it before I came down here, where I was just going through things. Now, my main concern is due to where a new vacuum truck to flush out our stormwater systems and ensure they operate efficiently. Due to where, like I said, so what is that? Is that due to where, what with the vacuum trucks, what to put in the sewer, or as you see all the leaves and all the garbage being clogged up when the rain the water goes down into the storm drains?
Is that more specific?
So
this, it is very specific to the budget. I could answer it briefly if you like.
Sure.
And there's equipment being purchased, proposed in this budget, that will do all the things you're suggesting, that follows stormwater all the way through. Make sure we keep the curbside clean, and then be able to flush the systems if there is a backup, and that way we don't have the stormwater backing up into our streets, creating flooding.
Well, like I said, great to hear, due to where like I said, due to where the type of people we have in New Brunswick, like I said, out of a resident 48 years, we never knew Brunswick was this nasty before, but I will say great job on that one. And then the other situation I saw mentioning you about, due to where people putting out their garbage correctly. So, okay, people who don't do, what will the city start giving out tickets? Like, meaning what, are you supposed to put your trash in a trash can? Or what were you saying, due to where on that part?
Just an encouraging message to make sure that we cut down on litter and throw out trash, and that it improves our city when we're all very vigilant about that.
Well, like I said, 48 years, New Brunswick never had this situation, because like I said, how the tickets were given out to, what if you didn't put your trash or recycling out the right way. Like I said, I don't see that. I see you do list things that to get people's attention. One thing I will speak on tonight, due to where that was with people putting out cones and using their trash cans to take up parking spots. Oh, you had a big article on that. What, are you really, is the city really taking that matter seriously? No.
This resolution is for the introduction.
But no, I'm going to speak on it with public comment, but like my point is, due to where, yes, you say a lot of things that needs to be done and get done, but as an example, due to where, it's not being done. So that's what I would just say, an example on that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Charlie Gradville, New Brunswick Today. Agree with the prior speakers that that opioid settlement fund is long overdue to have a plan. I hope to hear one soon. I also wanted to just ask about the timing of the budget. Are we now on a calendar year cycle, or are we on a July to June cycle? And when would that change happen?
We are on the calendar January to December schedule, and it's been that way for as long as I've known Mr. President.
Okay, so the budget that's not yet approved
Yeah, it's always been
is
back track.
New Jersey is very unique in many ways, one of which is we adopt the current year budget in the current year.
right. Doesn't seem like that makes a lot of sense. Does the city have any option on that? I think some other towns do
No,
it
it's by
differently.
statute.
Okay. But so basically, you've already spent a bunch of the money. You've already implemented a bunch of the decisions, and then you're going to pass a budget to formalize it.
No. Mr. Crowder, maybe a little confused. You may want to look at the previous agendas where we passed temporary budgets to maintain the operations of the city. And after this point now, we're introducing the full budget. It doesn't count for the temporary budgets to this point.
Right, just seems like a convoluted process, so.
Talk to the New
New
Jersey
Jersey.
legislature.
State.
Okay, I know at least one member I can talk to. I also wanted to ask about insurance costs. I know that that's something that's, tends to increase for municipalities over time, and for a variety of reasons. It's been going up faster than other costs. Can Mr. Droulis give us an approximate number of how much insurance is going to cost New Brunswick in this budget, say, versus, any other year or this prior year?
That's something you'll be able to do.
It wouldn't be appropriate to go into details till the council passes a resolution on the budget.
Okay. That's all for
Sure.
that.
Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll close that.
Motion.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin.
Yes.
Councilmember Sikora Lopez.
Yes.
Council Vice President Castellano.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. We now have items for discussion by council. Anybody have anything about council they wish to say? Other than we just want to wish a most happy birthday to the Vice President of the City Council, Manuel Castaneda.
Happy birthday!
And I would just like to wish everybody a peaceful and happy Easter this weekend.
Yes, whether it was Passover or Easter, enjoy your family, don't eat too much, and have a good time. Anybody else? Okay, we're about to open up the public portion of the meeting. Same rules apply. You have up to 5 minutes, one time up. Please give your name and for the record. And you have up to 5 minutes.
Hi, yes, Danielle Moore. First thing I would like to say, due to where I'm going to try to talk a little faster, even though it's slow because of medication, where I didn't appreciate you, Mr. Anderson, for disrespecting me, and I say it's very racism, due to where I wasn't yelling at you, but wow, how you told me, please step away from the microphone. I was quiet, I was just listening at this. I'm very disappointed with what? Or are you coming at me because I'm the only damn black person up here? I take it as very racial. You say you want respect. I think you ought to respect other people. Due to where, you let others get extra time, but wow, you tell me to step away where I wasn't even talking. Please, I don't appreciate that, and like I said, you will receive your punishment for that, because that was very racism the way I seen it. Now, I will get back, like I said, trying to talk a little faster, due to where, since you give others extra time, and you just disrespected me, why? Because I speak the damn truth? But okay, getting back to Pittman Park, like I said, come on, 5 deaths. Due to where, like I said, that was a 34-year-old, due to where OD'd in her car, due to where, the other days I don't have time, we had another one who died of heart failure. He was a drug user, but he died from heart failure, due to where you had one overdose up there, due to where it was murder. Then the 2 other ones were normal, like I said, due to where you got the first opioid grant, 9/20/23, $342,726.48. I'm not going to go down with every one of them where I have them marked. Then, okay, getting back to you, Mr. Shammy, with Miss Tracy, due to her, okay, I'm going to say thank you to helping helping me this time on a new case where I was assaulted. And like I said, I treat equal, may Lillian Moore, may she rotten damn hell for her, what she did to me. But like I said, she helped me with these, and then due to where, what the point was that I was saying to you last time, well, you didn't read it on the paper, that was where Tracy, she lied to me. She had the evidence due to where she kept saying she didn't see any charges. And then now, honestly, what went on due to I would tell you, oh yes, it was a pure setup, me getting assaulted, even when the judge dismissed my complaint, it didn't mean nothing. It was all scheduled with the police department, with Middlesex County, and with the municipal court, and believe me, I like I said, due to where I thank her for helping me, due to where this was domestic violence. But like I said, wow, once again, Captain Anders Shaw, he don't want to send me the warrant when Andrew Alexander Yunus come in my house looking for a damn illegal mace, which I do not carry. But wow, like I said, when it's time to go to court and everything, wow, did he hide 4 ounces of mace of Talisha Robinson in her vehicle? That's why you didn't want to still return the damn cameras to my lawyer, whether who it is. Now, also that was on the police report, to where, what? For him to put that I'm not disabled? What, you guys know, 4 of you in here, council members, and the other ones, and Hoover, I've been on permanent disability for damn 20 years. He's going to tell me, oh, you're so fit, no one would ever think that. Well, you damn officers would do your damn job, and like I said, start making lists, and I just spoke on this matter with an officer, whether somebody has a special permanent disability, whether somebody's mental disability, or you need to mark it in your book to understand. And like I said, that was the first thing my lawyers were saying, wow, what would they do this to someone on permanent disability? Then like I said, due to where, what? Every time, just like I had asked Captain Hoover, oh, would you please tell your officers what? I wasn't doing any harm in this. How many threats I really got from the police department? I had to leave him alone. I had to go to the cancer center, to a social worker. Please tell her to get someone over there. He called me out of his mind, wasn't taking his medication due to what? I can't take any damn chances with the police department following me over there to even go to his house. But I care about him. Like I said, I'm not no damn criminal, and I'm not no prostitute. Like I said, I deal with my own stress from, like I said, my permanent disability for 20 years, and it's not like none of you didn't know anything about it. And like I said, the thing is, you want to keep hiding everything I keep saying, pass along, what maybe it keeps looking like I'm a damn criminal. Then also, due to it, this is what I do. I spoke at the traffic authority meeting, due to where what did I say? We have one witness here, and please, let me just continue this one. I spoke on Coxwell Street, saying, come on, make it a one-way street. Coxwell Street, make it a one-way street. Wow, did you just have a motor vehicle crash there 2 or 3 days ago? Because what? Like I said, 2 cars can't come down the street. And then also you post through to where, what, with these cones, people are sending me pictures how people are still putting cones in their garbage cans due to where, what? I called the police due to where they said they were scared of ice, due to where I called it in. What does the police do? Nothing.
Good evening once again, Charlie Pratt, New Brunswick today. I'm going to start with an apology. At the last meeting, I spoke about a tragic murder that occurred in New Brunswick, and I made some comments about the city's use or lack of use of communications channels to spread the word about that incident. And I was mistaken, and I apologize. The city government did use its Facebook page to address and alert the community of that incident on Tuesday, the day before the meeting, and I hadn't seen it. So I was genuinely mistaken, and I apologize to the council, to everybody who watched it, and to everybody here today. I think it's important that when you do something wrong or say something wrong, you apologize and correct the record. So I sincerely, truly apologize for that. It's, especially, I'm especially upset about it because it involved a loss of life, and so I apologize for the mistake. I do have a handout for the council, if maybe the clerk could assist me in getting this to the council, and Mr. Drulis and Mr. Shammy. I wanted to ask for an update on the Middlesex County Municipal Joint Insurance Fund. Can somebody update me on the status of that debacle?
Drulis, do you have anything?
Well, I can jump in. This now is pending litigation because it involves the city of New Brunswick. Mr. Bradford provided council a copy of the administrative final order litigation aspect of this is ongoing. Therefore, as I usually advise the council, we don't discuss pending litigation matters in public.
Okay, so I want you to take this home and read this. And, for those not familiar, the city was in a joint insurance fund. That joint insurance fund was mismanaged for 2 decades. And on December 31st, 2024, without this council's knowledge, Mr. Droulis and the other commissioners for the joint insurance fund decided to abandon ship. And they adopted resolutions allowing everybody to leave the fund without having a proper plan to dissolve the fund. And I am so pleased to see that the Department of Banking and Insurance is finally doing something about it. This final order was entered, I believe, in the past couple weeks. And page 7, you'll see at the bottom, the actions taken by the fund's commissioners on December 31st, 2024, and without the prior knowledge of the department, disregard applicable laws and regulations and place local units in the position of being underinsured and insurance claimants possibly at risk of having payments delayed or not being paid. There was an order to show cause, and the former commissioners and the executive director of the fund were given a chance to respond and didn't. So I would like to ask, is the reason that they didn't respond because they agreed that the conduct was illegal?
I don't think they're going to.
Council President, let me again reiterate, we don't discuss pending litigation. I will say, though, Mr. Kravitz, a recitation of the facts and the procedural history of this matter are not correct. They're grossly in error. But that's all I will say, because I don't want this council or any member of the public to think what he speaks is truthful. So let's just leave it at that.
Okay, well, I think that the city has had an untenable position on this. Mr. Droulis has tried to say that everything's fine, this is all normal, this happens. That's not what the Department of Banking and Insurance is saying, and y'all were given a chance to respond. You did not. So now this is a final order. It started as an order to show cause. It's a final order. And I encourage everybody to look up the litigation and look up this order. And boy, I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned. One is that the council should have been included in the decision-making, and you were not. I don't know if any of you were even aware of this today. Were you aware of this before I brought it up?
No. No comments.
Okay, so this is the problem. The city council members are not being included, and I will just say that I believe that the folks on that December 31st, 2024 meeting knew that what they were doing was illegal, which is why they did not record the meeting. There need to be consequences for that illegal conduct, and this council, don't go along for the ride. You will regret it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Council President, if Mr. Crackle is going to mention my name and things I say, I hope you next time take the time to get it right and quote it correctly. And watch his inflammatory language at the microphone. Just personal opinion.
Thank you.
Hello, April Nicholas, 143 Sedan Street in Brunswick. So one of the ordinances that was on first reading tonight was an ordinance for the temporary closure of George Street. I'm wondering if there could be some additional details shared on that. Will there be public seating, or what businesses are participating this year versus last year? Do we have any additional information to offer on that?
Just the fact that I don't have it.
Well, generally, we don't comment on ordinances on first reading. We wait for the public hearing.
Next week.
Yeah, it'll be the next meeting. Yeah. I suspect that's the best place.
So the next meeting.
Okay. Can we have a status update on the long-term discussion about the possible permanent closure of George Street? That's been a pending conversation for quite a while, and without an update for quite a while.
Still an ongoing process. Nothing specific.
And we haven't received any updates yet. But I will at the next meeting city center, and city market, I will ask that question if there's anything, any updates, but I don't think there has been.
Okay, I mean, it's, obviously it's a big project, a long-term project, and something that, I think the public would have a great deal of interest in. And, it's certainly a timely conversation to revive as we are now looking to do yet another temporary closure this year.
I would ask, because I know that they were exploring, because it was not as specific that it was going to be done. They were exploring different ways of doing it, so I would ask if they're still exploring those options, and if they're not, just to let me know, and I will report back.
They are.
Well, officially, I will get the information officially for you, and then I will report at the next meeting.
I appreciate that, and, anything that you can do to encourage the New Brunswick City Center to engage the public in these ongoing conversations would be appreciated.
Anything else from the public, for the public discussion? Not seeing none, anybody want to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Councilmember Escobar,
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.